In Dublin, a city shaped by deep Catholic roots, the death of Pope Francis has stirred quiet mourning and reflection. Newspaper stands across the Irish capital today display solemn images of the late pontiff, a figure many here regarded as deeply human and deeply transformative.
I wasn't shocked, but I was surprised and I was kind of saddened. He seemed to be a very simple approach to running the church. He seemed to be a more liberal. He seemed to be more Christian in many ways than some of the popes that went before. And I think he did a great job in his appointments to the conclave, which I hope will ensure that his kind of thinking will continue after he's gone.
Outside the historic General Post Office and along the Halfpenny Bridge, residents paused to reflect on a man they saw as a very different pope. Some praised his compassion for the poor and marginalized. Others spoke of his humility, his intellectual reach, and his refusal to let power distance him from the people.
I think I've lived in my generation to see the three popes and him, and I think he was a very different pope. As somebody that I've grown up in a Catholic church, like his beliefs won't be something that I grew up like recognizing that the popes do. But he was a man of faith, and I was really sad, but I also feel like he was ready.
I think it was his compassion, and how he loved the poor and the underprivileged, and how he kissed the people with, diseases and disabilities, and, there was no discrimination with the Pope. He loved the poor, and, he loved the rich as well, but he loved the poor, and he always spoke about it, the underprivileged.
No, it's not a big deal in Ireland now. It really isn't. No. You hear the odd few mention it, but it's not as big as it was 40 years ago, and that is sad.
I expected something. His health was never going to be restored to the activity which we were accustomed to. He was a remarkable intellect. His interests, he was into everything, every aspect of life, from the environment to the morality. He was also, when we think of the papacy, we think of people in exalted offices being way above us. His feet never left the ground. He was happiest, I think, when he was with the people.
At St. Mary's Pro Cathedral, a portrait of Pope Francis now rests near the entrance, a silent tribute to the man who reshaped global perceptions of the papacy. While some acknowledge that the papal role no longer commands the national attention it once did in Ireland, there is still respect, admiration, and quiet gratitude for a pope who chose simplicity, humanity, and faith as the cornerstones of his leadership. This is DRM News. For more updates, subscribe to our channel.